Are you trying to get out your mama's crib so you can have guys at your house?
Kinda.
Ever learn? We're up here. You need to come back here.
I literally was like,
hit the road, Jack.
Time.
I think my time was
the rush.
I hate siblings who hate each other. Don't make it weird. Hello, guys. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Bahja. If this is your first time seeing my face, then hey, welcome to the channel. And if you've been here before, like always, it is an honor and a pleasure to have you here with me. Today, we have someone else here with us. Today, we have a very special guest. She's sitting here looking at me like, don't make it weird. I asked you guys on my Instagram story to ask my sister and I some questions to do a little girls talk Q&A, and y'all delivered. Guys, this is my sister Rian. If you guys are wondering, Bahja Rian, this angle looks a little different. Something's a little off. That's because it's a whole new day, y'all. We had to re-record some of these clips because somebody had an outfit malfunction, and that somebody was me. So the first section that we're going to be answering is moving out and independence. You guys had so many questions on this, and honestly, a lot of the questions were very repetitive. And the first one and main question, I should say, is how did you convince your parents to let you move out? Or how do your parents feel about you guys moving out? Or as like Somali girls, how did you guys move out? Yeah, that was a very popular question. Do you want to take the floor?
Very popular. A lot of the reason why you can't move out is because of tradition, right? Traditionally, we're not allowed to move out until we're married or whatever. So you're not going to change your parents' mind. You just have to do it. And then when they see that you're good, eventually they'll get over it. That is my answer. I don't know. You know what it is?
Okay, no, I agree. I think a lot of times you just have to up and leave. And my friend Katie actually made an entire video on how it feels to like be independent and living alone as somebody who comes from a very traditional cultural background, and obviously as a Muslim woman. So I'm literally going to link that in the description because it's such a good video. And I love her bad. And I know even Hallie was talking about this too. If you guys know Hallie Jama, she was talking about how you just have to do it and your parents are going to get over it. Mm-hmm. And I totally agree. Like, I think it's just one of those things where you really cannot change their mind, and they, I guess, have these beliefs that are so ingrained in them that it's just going to be difficult for you to change their mind. So you have to kind of prove to them that you can do it and still be okay. However, I'm not telling you guys to pack your bags and up and leave. That's big thing too is like mindset and like where you're at. Why do you want to leave? I think being able to move out and live on your own is such good character development, and I think it's a great opportunity for you to not only learn like new things but also learn a lot about yourself. It is a lot of responsibility. Like when you move out on your own, there's so much that you have to take care of that you never even really thought about when you were living with your parents. Rian mentioned that like you have to understand that a lot of times for your parent, like from your parents, is coming from a good place. And I'm not talking about like toxic households. I think that's a whole completely different subject and topic, but I just mean like wanting to move out and like your parents not agreeing with it because, you know, they either don't trust you or you feel like they don't trust you, or they don't want you to move out until you're married just because of cultural beliefs. You should make that decision and up and leave and just go. I think for us, it was very easy and our parents didn't really have a problem with it because number one, I bought a house. So that's, I feel like, completely different than just like wanting to move out into an apartment and things like that. Like they know that I'm going to be good and it's like a safe place for me to be. And another thing is we've never given our parents a reason to like worry about us. I think we've done everything that we could to, I think my parents did a really good job at raising us. So they don't really worry about us. They know we're not going to do things that is going to harm us, that is going to put us in a bad position. And that's why I say like mindset around moving is extremely important. Are you trying to get out your mama's crib so you can have guys at your house? That's not an excuse, because that's not something that's going to benefit you. That's something that's going to probably do more harm than good. So what is the reason? Do you think it's going to give you a peace of mind, clarity, growth as a person? Do you think that it's going to help you career wise? Do you want to move cities because you feel like your city is suffocating? Those are all good reasons, and it's going to be reasons that allow you to grow. However, if it's, you know, just like a silly reason, oh, I want my freedom and I want this and I want that. Why do you want your freedom? Why do, like, these are questions that you have to ask. Even for us, I guess another reason why it was easy for us is because my brother did it. My older brother, he's a year older than me, and he kind of ripped that band-aid off. He literally up and left. Yeah, he definitely took the blow. He literally up and left, y'all. And
he had a good reason though. And he was also like financially responsible. Like I feel like that's a big part That you can't just up and pack your bags and move out not really having much of a plan. It's good to have a plan, because even when we moved out, like there's so much stuff, as you said, that we didn't know about. There's bills to pay, there's house maintenance.
Oh my god,
like, there's just so many like different things that you have to think of, and it's really stressful. I will tell you, it's stressful at first, but then eventually once you start getting the hang of it, then it's gonna be like a lot more chill. But then finances are extremely important, so just think it through. Think it through.
Also, another thing I guess is just like relationship with your parents. Sometimes your parents are not going to agree with what the heck you do, but if it feels right to you and it's something that's going to increase you, something that's going to help you in some way, they will forgive you at some point they'll get over it. I have friends who moved out and their parents didn't speak to them for like 2 years. When my brother did it, I know that like my parents kind of got over it
pretty
like,
fast.
Yeah, pretty fast. So it's just like the reason why they'll be upset or angry or mad at you or not able to agree with it is because they just can't understand it, because their beliefs don't allow them to. Their beliefs are the lens in which they view the world, and so that's just something that you have to take into consideration as well.
We have a great relationship with our parents. We see them pretty often, even though we did technically move out. So it's not really that much of a big difference for us.
I call my mom like every single day, and I think that was actually a question. I think somebody asked, how did that like affect your relationship with your parents? And I think that for us, because they were on board with us moving, we still have that really close and good connection, and we've had that connection before. So yeah, I talk to my mom every single day. We see her every single day. She comes over almost every single day, and so it definitely hasn't had an impact on it. I think if anything, it kind of makes it a little bit stronger, because you're not seeing each other every second of the day. When my mom doesn't call me in the day, I'm like, do you not care about me anymore? Do you have secret kids that you're taking care of? Do I not matter anymore? Am I not important? Have a good reason to be moving, and then have the finances. And I think somebody also asked like tips on moving. Top 10 moving out advice for the girls. Having a plan, having a good why. The finances is obviously one thing. I think also just keeping your space clean and trying to stay on top of like laundry, because maintenance and laundry, because when you're in your own house or in your own crib, that stuff is gonna be there. Like nobody's gonna come do your laundry for you. You have to do it, and if you don't take care of it and you don't stay on top of it, that stuff is gonna pile up.
I really think it does help with independence though. Like it makes you a whole person.
Another question that I got is how to convince your parents to move out, or even like taking girl trips. We literally just came back from Montreal, and I think that is also just like, I don't know, we've given our parents no reason to not trust us and also to not worry about us. I know, like, even when I was younger, I thought, oh my god, my parents don't want me to do this because they don't trust me, when in reality I was like 16. I had no business being outside like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had no business doing all that. So a lot of it does come from a place of care, but I also have to recognize that we are so lucky and so blessed to have parents that are so understanding, and we've witnessed our parents grow and evolve. A lot of people, their parents, and I know this to be true, like my friends, my cousins, things like that, like sometimes their parents are so stuck in their traditional mindset, like this, just they have no willingness to grow and evolve and kind of try to see things from their kids' point of view, which I get, especially because, like, you know, our parents came here at such a young age. They came from a different country. They had to raise kids in a new country where they don't understand the culture. And so they try to kind of preserve their beliefs and their mindset as much as they can. But we've definitely seen our parents grow and evolve and become the very understanding, very understanding people that they are today. Yeah. So that definitely isn't the case for everybody. And that's something that we are so blessed to have.
Your mom and your dad are always going to worry about you, regardless of where you are. So it's just like keeping that open communication going.
I'm talking about regular parents, y'all, because I've seen some crazy folks. Okay, I've seen some crazy folks. Yeah, that's kind of our answer. The next question is, what would you tell the version of you 2 years ago?
2 years ago, I was 19 years old, y'all. Crazy.
Making me feel old.
I'm sorry. I would tell myself to stop overthinking. I'm personally an overthinker. I've always been an overthinker. So I would think about every word that I said, everything that I did, and just like rethink it in my head again until I come up with like a million possibilities. I would just tell myself that it's okay to like mess up, even if like what you say or do doesn't necessarily turn out the way that you want, to just go ahead in and do it anyways. And when it's done, it's done. There's nothing you can do about it. So stop thinking about it.
Period. How old was I 2 years ago?
21.
21. The version of me 2 years ago, when I think about where she was, that's when I was building Bahja Abdi, which was my jewelry brand.
Oh my God.
Crazy. I know. Something that I would tell her is to just chill out and enjoy the process. Literally, like, where you are right now is exactly what you need to get to where you want to be. I think at that time I had such a big vision for myself, and I was overworking myself too, but I had such a big vision for myself, and I was like struggling with the idea of like, oh, when is it gonna happen? Like, why am I not there yet? Why am I not there yet? Why am I not there yet? So just chilling and learning how to detach. And I think just like that that inability to like just chill and like be present in what I was doing was like the reason why I struggled so much, even with like my business at the time. And I worked really hard and I learned a lot that year. So I feel like 21 was a good year.
That same year, both of us were like working to the bone for some reason.
Yeah.
Don't work yourself to the bone.
No, we did it again this year.
Kind of.
Ever learn?
I feel like we're a little chill, you know what I mean?
The next question is, what is one thing you learned from each other? You want me to go first or you want to go first?
You can go first. I need to think of my answer.
I learned a lot of random science fun facts that I do not need to know. And
is that really all you learned from me? That's crazy.
No,
that's
I'm
crazy.
I don't got my answer yet. Hold on.
Honestly, I learned a lot from my sister. Don't make it weird. Don't make it weird. Anywho,
I guess that's what you gotta do when you're the oldest.
But I feel like she really just taught me to like literally relax and also to put myself out there. Y'all, I was shy.
She was shy.
I was a shy, quiet person. I did not like being on camera. I did not like hearing my voice.
Hold on, pause. Because this is her first time filming anything like this.
Oh my God. This is.
Props to her. Proof of becoming.
But yeah, just to like put myself out there without like sabotaging myself, because I've always been somewhat of a person that sabotaged myself. Like I would hold myself back in so many different scenarios. Like I had trouble even making friends, y'all, in college. I'll admit it was just like hard for me to put myself out there, so she kind of encouraged me to do that.
Y'all, this girl couldn't even put orders in for herself.
Shut up. They don't even know that.
You know what's funny? You know how like you were like, oh, like you taught me how to like chill and relax.
Yeah,
I was gonna say that's literally what you taught me.
Calm down. No stress.
Yeah, she be so zen. Yeah, she be telling me no stress. I think that's a big one. And then patience. I think I have zero patience, whereas Rian is so patient, bro. She is so patient. And another thing is like I tend to, maybe it's the ADHD, but I really do tend to like overreact to like little things, and that's why like she'll like have me like calm down. She'll be like, Bahja, just chill, or she'll be like, it's okay, like relax, and I'll be like losing my mind over something. But yeah, she definitely helped me with that. Just
that's hilarious.
We're up here, you need to come back here. I'm such a perfectionist in a way where like little things will like have me freaking out, whereas Rian's like a little bit more chill of a perfectionist, and so like when I'm freaking out, she's like, okay, chill. The next question is, how do you stay authentic in your work without burnout or being performative? That's funny because I'm just recovering from burnout.
You just can't force it sometimes, because a lot of the times when you have the time and you're like very zen, it's so easy to do. But when it becomes performative is when you are physically drained and you are tired and you don't have the energy to actually do it, so you put a fake smile on your face and you get through it. Yeah,
and I think just like burnout in general creates kind of that performative behavior because you don't have any creative energy left in you. And that's kind of how I felt for a real time. I'm like, okay, let me just get this video done. Let me just do. The last video that I think I loved and poured my heart into was Ask and It's Given. Everything in between that, guys, was kind of like, oh, let me just get this video out. Let me just do this. Let me just do this. And the numbers speak for themselves. Like, I feel like anytime that I show up and I'm actually genuinely myself and I'm talking about something that I'm really passionate about, you can tell. Like, you can sense the energy. And I think it just performs so much better. And it doesn't always correlate to the numbers, let me not say that, but it definitely does show. Being authentic without being performative, I think this is something I literally had a realization today about this, but I think you just have to understand what your purpose and your mission is, and you have to truly understand who you are and then just stand on that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, you need to know, okay, who is Bahja? What do I like? What do I enjoy? What do I not like? Understanding where those things like root from. And then I guess just not being performative is just showing up, being yourself. I think when you consume a lot, subconsciously you will start to act the way that everybody else does, or subconsciously you will start to do the things that other people are doing. But if you're just a little bit aware of yourself, when you have that self-awareness, then you can be yourself. I don't know.
Yeah, and I feel like you just need a why, you know what I mean? Like, you need a reason to why you're doing it. And if your reason has something to do with you, then that's a good reason. But then if your reason is because of a million like external things, then it's not a good reason.
Yeah, and the realization that I kind of came to today, this was kind of because of like my trip to Montreal. As you guys know, I do content creation. Like, that's a huge part of
I hope
me.
You know.
I'm like, I hope you know. But I went on this trip and I went to all these influencer events, and it just made me realize, like this just isn't aligned with me. Like, I don't want to just be a walking billboard, but I want to create impact. That's the reason why I started doing content creation. That's the reason why I started doing social media. But when you're surrounded by other content creators, other influencers, you have a management and a team, which I love my management and I love my team. It kind of puts this pressure on you to start performing a certain way so you can get a specific outcome or a certain brand deal, or like you start to act a certain way just to like kind of fit in that box. But when you're self-aware and you are like connected with yourself, you know when something is off. And so it just made me realize that's not the type of influencer that I want to be. And I know the type of impact that I want to create. I know the type of influence that I want to have. And it was just kind of confirmation that I should definitely move in that direction, no matter what anybody else says. And I've always found success with that.
The whole point of life itself is for you to be fulfilled. I guess like everything that I do personally, whether it's like podcasting, photography, med school, I find a form of fulfillment from it. Yeah, I guess like to be more authentic, just do the things that you actually want to do and not what everybody else is doing.
My friend Katie was even telling me, she was like, when something isn't like true to you and something doesn't resonate with you and it's not honest, it's not going to resonate with your audience. And this is just for content creation. Like me and Rian, we know somebody who speaks something and like says something, but that is not who they are. And so those, like, it just comes off weird.
I feel like when you're not yourself, like you'll say something and then contradict yourself over and over and over again. And
or
it kind
through
of
your actions too, like contradicting yourself through your actions, because you're not really who you say you are.
Yeah. So it's like it gets tiring kind of holding up a mask to yourself.
How are you supposed to fulfill your purpose and like do the things that you are meant to do and do the things that you're aligned with if you're not even being yourself? If you're thinking from this place of the persona, or thinking about validating other people, thinking about how people are seeing you and like trying to put on this front, how the hell are you supposed to do that? Imagine you're this big personality with so much potential, so much greatness, and you're putting yourself in this tiny little box and you're like, you know? You're gonna be uncomfortable.
Sorry, I imagined it in my head.
Yeah, literally. Just us and a bunch of boxes. So yeah, I think being true to yourself is the most freeing thing, and it's the first step to actually becoming all that you're meant to be. Okay, the next question is, how do you find the strength and discipline needed to achieve your goals and dreams? Number one is just like building that confidence and building that momentum and building that self-trust, because you have created this self-concept of like, I can't do this, I can't do XYZ, because you've given up on yourself one too many times. So building that momentum, building that self-trust, and building that confidence is number one, through doing small things. Forget the dreams and all of that. Start small and start doing the little things that you know is going to make your day better every single day. Build that trust, start doing the inner work, and ultimately you will become the person who achieves those big goals and visions. And that's really what it's about. And then another thing is, instead of calling it discipline, call it devotion. And I think that's so key. You have to be devoted to yourself. You have to be devoted to all that God has planned for you to become, and really just move towards becoming better every single day. You have to learn to fall in love with the vision. You have to be obsessed. Like there's no other way. Like I have to get there, point blank, period. You have to believe that there's no other way. And I think that's how to like kind of find that momentum and that strength. For me and Rian both, I know both of us were like, it just can't be no other way. Like it's either I die or I get there, and it really has to be that serious. I was listening to Diary of the CEO, and it was, what's his name, Jimmy Fallon, and he said, and this is so extreme, don't take this as
Jimmy
true.
Fallon. Oh my god.
He basically said he needed to be on SNL by 25 or he would kill himself, and he said he would have actually killed himself. Don't make that the goal. goal, but that's the type of devotion that you need to have to your goals, or else you'll never actually do it. You're going to get lost in the chaos of the world, the to-do list, the job that you're at, your kids, like you have to be committed to it. Every single day you wake up, you have to remind and I say this on my channel all the time, remind yourself of your vision, remind yourself of your goal. Your subconscious mind will work with you to help you get there.
And I also, like the wording of it, like discipline, like when you hear discipline, it kind of like comes with like punishment. Yeah, you like link the two. So
changing your mindset around it.
Yeah, changing your mindset or change the vocabulary, whatever it is. Find a way to achieve the goals and stuff that you want by starting smaller. Whatever she said right now.
Everything she said right now.
You know what I mean? Like sometimes it just comes with the wording, because like when you hear discipline, like obviously you're gonna link it to something negative. Yeah. So like your brain will trick you to do that.
Learning the way that your mind works, your brain works, and learning to just continue going even against that resistance is so key. So key. And you guys, I'm going to be doing an 8-week series. Let me plug this real quick. I'm going to be doing a 8-week series where literally I'm going to help you change your mindset around things, transform your life in the last half of the year. So working on that, just a heads up and FYI.
Y'all better put it in your calendar. Whenever I have like a single doubt in my mind, I just like call myself out on it. Like I'll be like, why do you think that?
Exactly.
Why do you think you can't?
You got to be the queen of reframe, like our queen Kiki Palmer said. It's your girl.
I just love Kiki.
Yeah, she said you have to be the queen of reframe. Reframe every single negative thought that comes into your mind. You don't understand the type of impact that it has on your life, because your thoughts do indeed control your actions. You're gonna behave and act from a way of, I can't do this, I can't do that, this is difficult, this isn't possible for me, someone like me never reaches these goals. You're gonna move like that. You're never gonna be able to take the first step, because that's the mindset that you're stuck in. And I guess really just taking accountability and understanding that this is my life. Nobody else is gonna take care of it for me, because nobody will. People around you can pretend like they care about you. Maybe they do care about you, but they're not going to care about you as much as they care about themselves and their life. So that's tea. And Neville Goddard. Yeah, he said, everybody is self-made. Only the successful people will admit it. Everything that you do and the way that your life looks, just take responsibility for it.
You can't blame anybody else for how your life turns out. Every day you're going to wake up, it's a fresh new day. You got to take steps to make it better for tomorrow.
Exactly.
That's the only way to live, honestly. But if you constantly complain about every little thing and blame everybody else for negative outcomes, then you're just gonna be stuck.
It's Bill's fault, it's my environment's fault, it's the government's fault, it's the way that I grew up. That's why. My mom, my dad.
Yeah.
The responsibility, your future, you put it in their hands, because you're like, okay, I can't change because of them. If you can't be inspired by the vision, be disgusted with how you're going to end up if you don't make any changes. You got to be like, oh my God, I want better for myself. Yeah. Do you want to be like this for the rest of your life?
Nothing about change is easy.
The concept is simple. I'll tell you that much.
The concept
is simple, but it's hard.
Yeah, you're going to go through so much when you're changing. Like even like when we're sick, right? Like our immune system is getting built up, right? Like, for example, you get COVID once, it's not going to be as bad as the next time. But you went through all that pain, all that sickness,
easy next time.
So it can be easy next time.
Exactly.
So change is not something that's just like a snap of your finger. Like you have to put in the work, and it's going to hurt until you get there.
The next question is, what's your end goal? The one thing you strive for? The obvious answer is obviously we're striving for Jannah. Duh. Definitely working for a good hereafter. Y'all know my motto. Let me hear it. Smart girls work hard to succeed in this life, but they work even harder to succeed in the next. And so I think that definitely is the end goal. However, when you think of that end goal, how do you get there? Through every single day, the way that you choose to move. Our end goal in this life is for our people to be good. I think that's literally all we ever talk about. Like, I want to know that my family is good, that my offspring is good, that my sister's kids is good, that my brother's kids is good.
Clan.
Like, we need to make sure everybody is good. And I think obviously that's an incredible way to find motivation. A lot of times when I think of like my goals and like where I want to be, it has nothing to do with like me. Like me and me only. I think a lot about my people, and I think a lot about my family, and I think a lot about the type of impact that I want to have on the world, rather than just like, oh, I want the nice things in life, which I do. Don't get me wrong, but it's definitely like, I need to know that my family is good. And my parents have literally sacrificed so much for us, and I want them to, and I know that their only like goal and their only dream is to know that we're good, but I want them to see that we're good. Like I want them to know that we're good, and I want to also be able to give back to them and like take care of them, even though I know that I can never repay them because that would cost a lot.
Like if you really think about it, it's just about the impact that I'll have, because it's so humbling, because you don't take any of this with you. Like nothing you take with you. So it's like the impact that I leave on this world, the impact that I leave on my family, making sure that everybody's good. I will die peacefully.
Even when we were younger, we definitely were not having regular kid conversations. Like we were talking about investing in hotels. What do kids, like we were like in middle school.
We always like thought of the future. Like we're kids that always talked about like how we're gonna make life easier for everybody around us.
And another thing is, like, when I hear my mom talk about the way that she raised us and like the way that our family raised us, it actually genuinely makes me so sad. Like I'm like, I wish I wasn't a kid then and I was an adult and I can just like hug my mom and like help her, but obviously that's not the case. And her dream in life is for us to like not have to struggle through raising kids the way that she did. Even now, like she's like, she never lets us wash the dishes with our hands. Like it's like little things like that, because she knows like the struggle that she's gone through and like how difficult that was. And so she's like, y'all have education, y'all have endless opportunities. Why would you want to be in a similar situation as me, or like the way that I had to take care of you guys and raise you guys? Let's keep it at that. Yeah, let's keep it at that. That's kind of our end goal.
Yeah, that's our end goal.
And y'all think this YouTube stuff is light for me. Like I don't think you guys understand like how important it is for me to impact y'all, to like help you guys wake up to your potential. Like when I tell you guys, after filming video, like this is when I first started YouTube, like my first 2 videos, I would literally sob in the shower. Like I would literally like sob because I was like, no, I'm so serious. I was like, because it's like so weird to like come on here and be vulnerable and like share these things and these ideas that nobody at the time was talking about. My friend circle was probably talking crap about me. The people in my city were probably talking crap about me, but I was like, somebody needs this. Like I know where I was, and I know that I was able to grow from it. So like somebody needs to hear this. And that is why like I've been able to like even do content. So it is deep to me, like the impact that I have on y'all and like the kind of like the legacy I leave behind, I shall say.
I can't really speak on your experience, but like watching you go through it these past couple of years, it was definitely hard. It was like a struggle in the beginning. I was like, I don't want her to like lose hope in it. So it was just like trying to encourage her slightly.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to be pushy, but I feel like this is something that is your calling.
I agree. Thank you, Miss Ma'am. The next question is, how do you balance worldly ambitions with the concept of reliance on Allah, or tawakkul, like having faith in God's plan?
That one's kind of a heavy one. Everything that I do, I have to rely on God. Like I have no control of the outcome. I have no control of how the process will go. And I really just have to put all my trust in God and just continue what I'm doing. And a lot of the times, like people look at ambition and like worldly things and just be like, oh, well, like if I focus on this, then
I'm gonna lose
like,
my akhirah.
Yeah, but I feel like they're both linked. Like both of them are linked. Everything that I do in this, like every ambition that I have, every like little thing that I do is like the plan of God, and I remember God in every single step of the way.
You have to understand that every single desire that comes to your heart, that obviously is good for you, because there's desires that comes from the chirping of the devil. But I think that every desire that comes to you that is beneficial to you, so having a dream job, having a dream partner, having a like these things are from God. And I think it's the greatest gift from God, because it allows you to experience life to the fullest. Everything is a part of God's plan. Like literally every single thing that you can do is a part of God's plan. And I think people, and definitely me, I fell victim to that a while ago, but I think people think that that limits them in a way. But I think that understanding that everything is God's plan, it takes the weight of when things don't go, or it takes the weight of it off of your shoulders a little bit. So when things don't go your way, or things don't go as planned, things look a little rough, because there's times where you cannot see how you're going to move forward from something. You have to remind yourself, this is God's plan, so there is good in it. And that allows you to be patient. That allows you to take risks, because you're like, oh my God, what if it doesn't work? What if it does this? What if this doesn't work? But you understand, wait, this was placed in my heart for a reason, and I'm gonna take this risk, and regardless of what happens, God is gonna take care of me. That's the way to think. That's the only way to think, honestly. And so it doesn't limit you at all. I think that's a mindset that you have to get yourself out of. Every single possibility, like God has endless of good paths for you, and whatever you choose, as long as you remember him, he will help you through and he'll carry you through. So that's just like the mindset to have. Go ahead.
Okay, so you know what I also think, like a lot of people kind of like disconnect like our worldly lives from our spiritual lives. And once you start seeing everything that you do through God, like, you know what I mean, like you remember God in everything that you do. Because when I like the work that I do, I remember God. Like the second I wake up and I'm breathing, I remember God in every aspect.
And I think even just like separating the hereafter from your life and your ambitions and your goals and the interactions and your relationships isn't the way to go, because the way that you move through those things, the way that you show up, that is all a test to what you end up getting in the hereafter. So let's say like you have this incredible job, and the way that you move through that job, the choices that you make, the way you show up, that all goes towards your hereafter. You get edged for that, like you get rewarded for that, I want to say. So yeah, never separate the two. Always remember God in everything you do. The next kind of segment is branding, business, and creativity. And the first question that we got is, how do I follow through on my ideas that I love but cannot bring to life?
Why can't you bring it to life? A lot of the times we hold ourselves back just because of all these like external things. The way that I like brought certain things to fruition or whatever was just ripping the band-aid and doing it, because you're always gonna find a million excuses on why you shouldn't do it, and that is just something that's gonna keep you stuck.
It really is the first question to ask yourself. Why am I stuck? Why can't I get myself to do the things that I know I should be doing? Why can't I stay consistent in doing the things? Why can't I just put that one foot forward? And there can be millions of reasons why. Maybe it's your fears of being judged. Maybe it's the negative beliefs that you have about yourself and whether or not you believe in yourself or not. So I think getting to the root of that by asking yourself, why do I feel this way, is the first step to actually making change. Because if you're doing something that is outside of your comfort zone, something that's new, your brain is always going to keep you back in the known, because when you're stepping outside of the box, your brain does not know what's going to happen to you, and its job is to keep you safe. So it's going to give you a million excuses on why you shouldn't do it or why you can't do it. Oh my God, maybe something's going to happen. Oh my God, maybe this and this, that. Yeah, it's just literally a survival mechanism. And so you have to ask yourself, why can't I bring this idea to life? But making the decision is saying, I'm going to do this point blank, period. And when you make that decision, the path opens up for you. You will start to see all of the tools and the resources that you need to get there. And they've always been in front of you. You just haven't been able to see them because you haven't yet been the person who takes that path or goes on that mission and takes that journey. You know what I'm saying? So instead of worrying about the million big things that you have to do, just make that first decision and the path will unfold.
I feel like a lot of the times we focus on the outcome. Like, what if the outcome doesn't work out for us? And it's a valid fear, but then at the end of the day, you never know until you try. So you really just have to trust that like at the end of the day, it's going to work out for you. Like you have to convince yourself that it's going to work out for you. It becomes so much easier once you start. So just taking that first step is probably like the hardest thing, but once you get over that hill, everything else is going to be smooth sailing.
Don't worry about the how, don't worry about the exact steps that need to be taken, but make the decision and trust that everything that happens from that point on is moving you towards that thing, is propelling you forward. This is more towards you, but somebody asked, how do you organize your life preparing for medicine?
So I don't start for another 3 weeks, so I'm just like preparing to move and stuff like that. I'm trying to go in with a clear mind. Like I am
that's what I was gonna ask. I was gonna say, how are you preparing like mentally?
No, I'm trying to go in with a clear mind. I'm trying to rest as much as I can, because I do know like it's a lot to go back into school. I will be studying a lot, you know what I mean? But then it's also like, I feel like when you go in with a clear mind and little to no expectations, then you can't be disappointed and you're gonna enjoy the experience while you're there. So that's kind of like the mindset that I'm going in with. It has nothing to do with like finances and like living situation. I am not thinking about it right now. Like I know a lot of people like to start studying early And I just know it's not for me because I'm going to be studying later anyways. Why stress myself out before I need to?
The next question, I think is kind of towards me, but what's your process for turning an idea into a YouTube video or an Instagram post? For me personally, like everything starts with writing, idea dumps, mind dumps, and really just using my own life as inspiration. Anytime I'm reading something or watching something and my brain is always making connections, I'm like, oh my God, okay, I need to write this down. And I really do enjoy writing. So I think all of my ideas just start with pen and paper, which not literally because it's just my fingers in the keyboard.
Yeah,
but
you need to write it out.
But yeah, I really do write it out. And if you guys are subscribed to my Substack or my newsletter, then a lot of those emails and all those writing that you get usually gets turned into YouTube videos and ideas. So yeah, I think just having ideas, like an idea dump place or having a notes app where you just write down all the ideas that you have, and definitely just using your life as inspiration and the things that you learn. And yeah,
I honestly kind of do the same with my podcast. I start with a brain dump, and like whenever I get stuck, I always just like verbalize it. Like I will go to Bahja and I would be like, I was thinking about XYZ, and I would just like start talking in her ear.
A lot.
You do the same.
I do the same.
But I would just like talk into her ear and like try to get everything out, and then eventually I just answer my own question.
But the next question is, how do you balance authenticity with your audience expectations online? I think for me personally, I've kind of already set this stage, like not set the stage, but like shown my audience like what to expect. Like when you come to my page, you know what to expect, you know what you're gonna see, you know what type of content you're gonna get. Really just being honest with that from the get-go, or you know, sometimes you develop as a person, so sharing that development in your audience will really get to see that. But people will always have so many expectations of you. Like I have people ask me to do certain types of videos or to do certain types of things, and I'm like, that's just not me though. Like that's not the type of content I like to create. And so setting that boundary and just saying no, like I'm not gonna do that type of content because it's not what I do.
Hopefully your audience grows with you.
Yeah, that but too.
Don't shape yourself for other people. Remember that comment that you got once?
Yeah, there's this
oh my
I love
God.
how I know exactly what comment it is. There's this one time, like, I was like, I feel like I want to show more of my personality through my vlogs. And just because, like, I don't know, I feel like there's so many different aspects of you, there's so many different parts of you, and I was like, I want to show more personality just so it feels more me. And somebody commented like, ew, that's not the type of person you are. Like when you said XYZ, I was like, that's not who you are, so don't speak like that.
I was like so taken aback.
I was taken back, girl. I was like,
I literally was like move over. I was like, who are you to tell my sister?
Nah, but like people will always try to tell you who you are, what you should or shouldn't do, and it's just like, I'm like, damn, I don't know who gave you the audacity to try to conduct my life. Like, I'm not a puppet that you can
I don't work for you.
And not even that, but like it's just like, I don't know, like why would you want to put your expectations on me? People will always have a different idea of who they think you are. And so just knowing who you are and then standing on that, you know what I'm saying? And like if people don't like your content, they don't like your content, they can go somewhere else.
Nobody's forcing you to watch certain content. Nobody's forcing you to stick around.
Like some people be acting like I have a gun to their head. You don't have to be here. I didn't tell you to watch this. You know what I'm saying? And so it's so interesting. And you would rather want to build an audience that likes you for who you are than a persona or a front that you're putting forward. And when you get exhausted of trying to hold up that mask or that persona, people are gonna be like, wait, this ain't the person I subscribe to. This ain't the person that I showed up for. So just being honest about what you do and who you are, and then standing on it. And if you don't like it, you can get out of here. I ain't telling you don't gotta be here.
The door.
Hit the road, Jack. There was this one time that I was literally trending on Twitter and I had no idea, and people were like,
I forgot about that.
And people were like, yeah, I've always hated her. There was just something about her I just could never, like, you know what I'm saying? There was a whole hate train, and that's okay. Like, I'm cool with that because what did I do to you? Like, literally nothing. Like, I'm doing the best that I can. I have a mission, I have a purpose, and I'm showing up, and that's all that matters. This question is more towards me. Somebody asked, what's one thing you wish you knew when starting YouTube? It's gonna take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of work. It's not easy. Editing long form content is not for the weak. Coming up with ideas, it's literally like a business.
My head.
No, seriously, it's actually like a business, and you have to treat it that way. It has to be something that you actually want to do, and you have to have a reason for it, because girl, you're going to spend a lot of time a lot of time filming, editing. It's gonna take a lot of commitment. Y'all don't even know what I go through.
Yeah, I've seen her like go through her transition of like when she started YouTube to now, and the amount of work she put in.
I have a lovely editor now, and I'm really grateful for her. But even then, it still takes, you know, coming up with ideas. It's thumbnail. It's literally a lot of strategy. You know, what do I want the title to be? How do I want the description to look? What do I want the thumbnail to look like? You have to do research. You have like, it's actually like a business, and it has to be something that you truly care for and something that you want to pursue. No dilly dally, no funny business. You got to be locked in. The next question is for Rian, and it's, how do you balance dealing with med school applications and running a business?
They kind of overlap. I can't lie. Like, there was an overlap. I started my applications a year before I actually started applying. So I took my time with it. I gave myself enough time.
I think my time was the rush.
The application process takes a year, and you're doing a lot of writing. It's not just one personal statement. Like, when secondary start rolling in, it's like 6 or 7 essays per school, and usually people are
I saw that process grow, and I said, thank God I did marketing.
But the secondary essays is like 6 or 7 per school, and a lot of people are applying to like 30 plus schools. So that's a lot of writing that you're gonna do. You're gonna be really like sitting and like typing away. But then like once I started working on like business stuff, it was like, okay, now I need to find a balance between the two. Like, there are certain days that I just focused on my application, and there's certain days that I focused on my business. And obviously I had my sister to help me out with the whole business side of things, because y'all, I was lost. It was my first time, y'all. This is my first time
so proud of her.
Business.
She killed it.
Round of applause. And just like trying my best to take care of myself along the way as well, because it's so easy to like lose yourself in work and lose yourself in like applications or school or whatever it is. Like, taking mandatory breaks for yourself, going outside, taking a walk, and just
touch some grass.
Yeah, you need to touch some grass, y'all. Like, prioritize yourself while also prioritizing all the things that's going on for you as well. Organizing my day in a way where it's not super strict, and I just have flexibility in it all.
Do you think studying medicine is worth it? The time consumption, stress, and academic?
Like, if you really look at it from the outside coming in, right? Like, it's a long path. Can't lie. It is gonna take you years of studying. It's gonna take you years of training to get to where you want to be. But do you want it? That's the question. Like, for me, I have my reasons why, and I have my reasons for why I want to become a physician. And all of it is worth it to me. There are a lot of people that go into it for the wrong reasons. You know what I mean? Like, people may think like, oh, like, you're gonna make a lot of money at the end, but like, that's 10 15 years down the road. You know,
are you willing to go through it? And like, the times where it gets really hard, are you willing to thug through it? And that's why having a why is so important. And it's not shallow to have like making a lot of money as your goal, because if you really want that, then you'll pull through like on the hard days. But then there's people who go into it to do it for their parents. Oh, my mom wants me to be a doctor, which that's a good why too, if it feels right to you. Like, if you go into it and you resent your mom and you resent your dad for making you go through it, then you lose that relationship with your parents. You lose that. Like,
I honestly kind of disagree. I don't think it's a good reason to do it for your parents. That's not a why. I feel like your why should come from you, because you will end up resenting them. You're gonna hate them.
Yeah,
honestly.
But I guess the reason why I say is it's okay to want to do it for your parents is if that resonates with you. Like, if that is coming from you, like, my only goal and my only mission in life is to make my mom happy, and you want to go down that path for her, then that's not a bad thing. But you have to remind yourself that, oh, I chose to do this. Yeah, period. So I think these two questions are kind of similar, and I think you just kind of touched on it. But I'm 20 and I feel lost. I've outgrown anyone. I want to go to law school. I don't know how. And then the next person said, how do I start over and rebuild my life and career goals in my late 20s? Rian kind of gave that little tip towards the end, but I think trying different paths is definitely key. Trying different things without fearing failure, because you will always learn from it and you will grow from it. And there's no way in hell that you will learn if something is meant for you, or if you truly enjoy something, if you never do it. And I think starting over might seem really scary, because you're thinking like, oh my God, I'm starting from scratch. But you're not really starting from scratch. You have all these years of experience. You have all these years of learning that you did. And you're really not starting from square one, but you're building something with what you know. if you're in a position where you feel like what you're doing is not working, what you're doing is not for you, that is knowledge and wisdom that you needed to learn, that you can take with you into your next era and into these next steps. And you have to trust and understand that regardless of what you do, you will be taken care of. Regardless of what you do, you will find your way as long as you continue moving.
And I feel like the whole feeling lost, I think it's normal. Everybody
and it's a blessing.
Yeah, I think
Genuinely.
it's a blessing to feel lost too. Yeah,
because
go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, because it allows you to, like, I don't know, it just gives you opportunity for more. And so anytime you feel lost and you feel like you've outgrown people, that means good things are happening. Change is coming, life is moving, and you're evolving, and that's really what it means. And I think that part of feeling lost, it's scary because you're in the unknown and you don't really know what the heck you're doing. But trust me, even the people that look like they have it figured out still don't know what the hell they're doing, still are in the unknown, and still are trying. You know, anything can happen, things can fall apart, but that just means it's time to move to the next thing.
I feel like when you feel lost, that's like the moment that you wake up.
That's like that misalignment. Like, oh, there's something better out there for me. But if you're drifting, which is actually going to be the first episode of my series, it's going to be about drifting. But if you're just drifting,
so excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too. When you're just like drifting through life and you don't really pay attention and you're like disconnected, then you're not really going to feel that feeling of just being lost, and you're not going to feel the misalignment. And I think not being able to feel misalignment is scary. Oh, that's scary, because then you'll just be in places that you're not meant to be. You're not gonna reach your fullest potential. You're gonna downplay your abilities. You're gonna just be blind to all the good things that could happen in your life. So being lost is not a bad thing. How do you support each other when your goals differ?
Our goals were never the same. Like, I feel like,
I guess our end goal is kind of the same, but like
general
our
goal,
paths are very different. But I think there's a lot that you can do to support each other, even if your paths are different. So for example, a lot of times it's just like uplifting each other or telling each other it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be all right, or you know, going somewhere to work together or study together and things like that. And I think like my success, like if I were to be successful and I know that my sister didn't reach the goals that she wanted to reach, is that really success? I'd be disgusted with life.
Like,
I would be disgusted.
Type of thing.
And like genuinely her wins are my wins. And so whenever she, like, I want her to win, you know what I'm saying? Like I want her to do good for herself. So I will clock her when I need to clock her. I'm going to tell her, oh, Rian, you're slipping. Or
we're very truthful to each other. Yeah,
that's another thing too. Like we'll literally tell each other how it is. Sometimes I have to walk a little bit around the corner and come back around and go up and go down and
you know,
come to the side because somebody has anger issues.
I do not. That's a lie.
But I think just true. Like none of it is true. That's a lie. But I think just like, I don't know, I think we both really just want to see each other win.
Yeah, and then like we kind of share like a general end goal, which is just to be good and provide for our families and stuff like that. If we can both get there, I'm great. If
Rian needs help with writing, I will help her with the writing. If I need help filming, she helps me film. She takes all my photos for Instagram and stuff like that. I don't know what I'm going to do when she leaves, but
it's okay. You can always fly out. You know, it's not that far.
I got a lot of questions on how to build a strong bond with your sister, or how did you guys become friends, or how do you guys have a good relationship, or how do you have a good relationship with your sister? I think it's just the way that we were brought up. First of all, my mom made sure that we were all friends. Like she literally would not even let us have friends when we were kids. Obviously we would still have friends, but like even like when we were outside, she would be like, no, you're not hanging out with the neighborhood kids, you guys are hanging out together. Yeah, she just made sure that we had good relationships. And when we fought like kids do, my mom would make us make up, bro.
Like she would literally on the spot. I was always so mad. Like imagine having to shake hands with your sister when you're mad at her.
Yeah, we would fight and then my mom would make us shake hands, or my mom would be like, I'm gonna tie your hair together if you guys don't say sorry together. And she never let us like sleep being mad at each other. And that's just kind of like a culture that was created in my house. Like when you get in a fight with like your mom, or I get in a fight with my dad, we don't go to sleep without resolving the issue, or like at least trying to. And so I think that's just a culture that's been built in our house. And like, I think my mom just always made sure that we were kind to each other, that we were, she would say, I hate siblings who hate each other. For example, another thing that I know a lot of families don't do is like when we go to the store, if we don't bring back something for everybody, you're not eating what you got for yourself. You're not playing with the toy. You better have got it for everybody else. And I think that's something else that my mom has also, and like my dad or my parents have kind of curated or created is just like making sure that maybe that's why we all want each other to be good. Is like you got to make sure everybody's good.
Do you know like that sound on TikTok where it's like when your mom thinks you and your siblings are fighting?
Yeah, and she has like a mental breakdown for real. Yeah, I think it's just the way that we were brought up.
Yeah, and we're always gang. At the end of the day, it's never that serious.
Yeah, even though I think when we were kids, Rihanna was such a parent pleaser. Okay. What is it, teacher pet? She was a parent pet. And my older brother and I would want to stir up some trouble and do some crazy things, and she would be like, no. I'll never forget this day, bro. We got grounded, right?
Why are you putting family business on the internet?
We were grounded. Me and my brother were grounded because we were doing some funny stuff, right? We were actually watching Michael Jackson music videos and inappropriate music videos that we're not supposed to be watching at the time.
I don't remember that.
She snitched on us.
I don't.
She went and she snitched on us, and then we got grounded.
That's a lie. None of it is true.
We're like looking over the stairs, right? And she's at the first floor sipping her little drink, looking at. She was a villain.
They did torture me. Like teenage years, I was always the punching bag. Like y'all would always pull all the pranks on me, and I hated it.
That's true.
I hated it. I'll never forget the day y'all stole my mattress.
We did steal her mattress, and we did have anyway.
It was like the middle of the night, and I had to find it.
She was so mad, and you know we'd always get in trouble for it. But yeah, I think the answer to that really is just the culture that my parents created in our house. But
it was never that serious.
Yeah.
Like nothing was ever that serious.
Nothing was ever that deep. This is going to be our last question, and this one's kind of a fun one. Somebody said, define it girl in your own terms.
Like, I know like there's so many... Like,
it's aesthetic.
Yes, aesthetic. Like the it girl, the clean girl, the this girl. I'm really not a fan of aesthetics because like I don't know if it's just because I have this need to move against the grain. But
y'all going this way, we going that way.
Yeah, it's always like I never want to go with the crowd, but it's just like I would create my own version of it, like my own vibe, my own energy. That's what an it girl is.
Yeah, I think an it girl is somebody who just stays true to themselves, really stands on business when it comes to their standards, what they want, and they have respect for themselves and for other people, and moves towards being better every single day. That's an it girl.
That's an it girl.
Period. Okay, that is all that we're gonna be answering today. If we were answering all the questions, we would be here for a week. If you guys want more like med school related things, definitely follow Rihanna on Instagram and subscribe to her podcast. But yeah, that is all that we have for you guys today. I love you all so much, and I'll see you again next time.
We will see you guys next time. Bye.